Who that? It's your boy D-Pack coming back with another video. So we got another episode of Good Food coming. It's gonna be a 5-part series. We finna give our take.
Absolutely.
4 classic movies. 4 classic movies.
So we got Goodfellas, we got Casino, we got Departed, and then we got The Irishman.
4 classics. 4 classics.
But one gotta go.
One gotta go. Can't keep all 4. One gotta go.
So basically, if you were stuck on an island somewhere and you can bring 3 joints, which 3 you picking?
I don't know.
It's a tough one. You got Goodfellas classic, set the whole thing off. Casino, Departed.
I grew up with Casino.
Exactly. That's what the non-street dream joint is.
Absolutely. But guess what, y'all? We finna give a review of the movies, and again, this is a 5-part series. We gonna give a review on each movie before we make our decision, because these are classics. So because of the fact they're classics, we got to be able to review them the way they need to be reviewed. So we'll be right back. Let's check the video out, and we'll be back with our opinions on the first movie, Goodfellas. Peace.
Jimmy. What's up? Did I hit something? What is it? It's a flat? What? No.
What the fuck? You better pull over and see.
Yeah.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Alright, y'all. So we don't watch Goodfellas.
Classic.
I mean, every time we watch it, it's like at least for me, it's like I never seen it before.
And with the surround sound, it was like, it's official. Like, I felt like I was watching it at the movie theater.
I don't think I ever seen it at the movie theater.
I didn't. I was young.
Me too. I mean, for sure. So,
do you remember the first time you watched Goodfellas?
ooh, man. First time I watched Goodfellas had to be 2005, maybe.
2005.
Probably about 2005.
I remember seeing Goodfellas when I was like in the 4th grade. Yo, you watching Goodfellas? You know, I'm young. I was just like the opening scene.
Right.
You know what I mean? Body in the trunk. Crazy.
That's
that.
Right.
And in the 4th grade, I'm looking at this shit like, yo, I ain't never seen nothing like that. So I ended up watching the whole joint, and ever since then, I was hooked on mob movies.
We got to review this movie. We got 5 questions. Break these 5 questions down. Then we gonna move on to the next movie. So the first question. Cast performance. Starting with this particular question, cast performance. How was this cast performance? I think everybody had a stellar role. Everybody. I will say this, the main characters were strong. Paulie's character, De Niro's character, Pesci, Ray Liotta. Everybody else to me were like fillers in the movie.
Yeah. But I mean, even still, like, I would say like one of the dopest supporting cast. Because if you think about it, Ray Liotta is the main actor in this. He's the main character. It's based around his story.
Right.
But then your supporting cast is Robert De Niro, and then Joe Pesci, Paul Sorvino playing Paulie. You know what I mean? These supporting characters, Lorraine Bracco playing Karen, strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
You know her name. That was dope.
Word, yeah.
Well, that sounds like
she was on The Sopranos too.
Okay.
She was the therapist.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely a big fan.
So I would say cast performance. If I had to give it a 1 through 5. I would say cast performance for sure is a strong 4.
You say a 4?
I say 4. Only reason why I say 4 is because everybody else roles were not. They weren't impactful in the movie. Let's say that.
Whose roles do you think weren't impactful in the movie?
I mean, everybody not named who we talked about.
Well, yeah, but even still though, but if we just focusing even on that piece of the cast,
Okay.
and then think about it, you got people that are just surprise, characters like Samuel L. Jackson getting killed by Joe Pesci. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even realize Samuel L. Jackson.
So star power, the movie. Everybody in that movie, they went on to do other stuff. Like for example,
right,
the dude who got shot by Joe Pesci when he shot him in the foot. That dude played in Sopranos.
Michael Imperioli.
Yeah, that was a Soprano character. So
yeah, definitely.
It was almost like this movie was a start for a lot of people.
Right. You know what's crazy? So 3 of the main characters in Sopranos, which was Paulie, Christopher, which is Michael Imperioli that we mentioned, and then even the character Pussy in The Sopranos. All those characters are in Goodfellas in one form of Michael Imperioli playing the dude that got shot in the foot, and then you got the dude that was handling the coats. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And then the dude that when the mailman when they wanted the mailman to stop delivering the mail.
You told me that too. Yeah,
that's Paulie. You see, this movie sprang so many people's careers. It was just a timeless classic to me.
Okay,
definitely. So and the cast is what makes it go hard. In my opinion, I'm gonna give it a strong 5.
Next one, cinematography. Cinematography is strong. I love the way this particular movie kind of jumped in and out of different scenes. How we were talking about the part where Henry and Karen are kind of walking.
Oh yeah,
to their seat,
to the Copacabana seat. I think
that's dope, and just kind of strong beginning with the cinematography, just kind of putting you right in the middle of what's going on. Just to know that scene didn't happen almost to the middle of the movie, essentially. Right. But that's like the good stage setter for what this movie is about. So cinematography,
absolutely great editing, great editing, just awesome. Filmed by Martin Scorsese, man. Like he's one of the best, and this movie proves why he's one of the best. You know what I mean?
Brings us to the next part of it, which is the score. Movie it was kind of perfect. It kind of took you right into the 60s, 70s of the time frame of the movie, which I think was pretty awesome. Even some of the comedy stuff too, like when Joe Pesci making the little jokes and he boom, ping, ping, that's the kind of stuff that they did back then, you know?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And what's so dope about everything is that it's 3 decades in the mafia. The story focuses on 3 different, the 60s, the 70s, into the 80s. That it focuses on, so you get even the music matches it. The score of the movie, the music, that's all important pieces to a great film. Usually, a great film is gonna also be accompanied by a great score and a great music selection. So big ups to Martin. I'm not sure who does the music selection. I'm not sure if it's Martin Scorsese or whatnot.
I don't know. I'm sure he had input in it though. I mean,
absolutely.
Pretty sure he say, hey, I want this song, I don't want this song ain't gonna cut it.
And what's crazy is it demonstrates almost like a beautiful tragedy. For example, it's like a lot of slow 60s, 70s ballads, and then it'll be accompanied with a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that they're playing.
Right, the part where they start killing everybody, and then they got like the do 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 do
right,
do do do
exactly.
Right.
They're showing nephew with the beat freezer and all that. Like, yeah, definitely.
It put you for me. I'm old enough to remember Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right.
The
John Travolta.
Right. So that stuff I like that kind of stuff anyway. So watching a movie like that and hearing that kind of music is cool. It kind of puts you back into that mindset of what people used to watch and used to like. So
definitely,
big ups on the score. The dialogue.
Oh, beautiful script. Beautiful script. I mean,
script is awesome.
Everything.
100%.
And what I like about Martin Scorsese is he lets the actors be natural. Like, for example, the scene with Joe Pesci, that's improv right there.
Oh, you just saying that where he's like cracking a joke.
When he was talking like, I'm funny how,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, one of the most memorable lines in history, you know what I'm saying, of film. Like, that line right there, if you quote that line, most people are going to be able to reference the movie, which is Goodfellas, of course.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just awesome dialogue, everything, the comedy piece of it, you know what I mean? Because Joe Pesci plays a maniac in this movie, you know what I mean? But he's likable, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you like him. It's like, yo, he killing people, but at the same time, it's the dialogue, the humor. It makes them mad relatable, but at the same time, they sociopaths.
Especially Henry's character.
Right.
Like, you almost kind of like, everybody want to have that kind of life. There's not a single person who don't want to be Henry in this movie.
Right.
People don't want to be the loser as a kid. They want to be known. That's what drew him to that. He wanted to be known.
Right.
He wanted to be able to fit in. He didn't want to be like his dad who worked 25 years, been working since he was 15 years old. He wanted to be a made person. He wanted to be known.
Absolutely.
And that's like the story of, you can take that portion of the story itself and make a movie out of that right now. It just would be totally different, but the same thing in concept. So
right, he wanted to stand out.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a star. He saw a neighborhood full of stars, people that double parked in front of hydrants, and nobody called the cops. You know what I mean? They played cards all night. So seeing that lifestyle, and that's what's so dope about the film as a whole. Like, you see, like, they show you the glamorous side, but then they show you how they slip up.
Yep.
They show you the ugly side. They show you like, yo, there's consequences for your actions. And he's still alive. We gotta do the knowledge on that, because I don't know if he's still alive or not.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I know. As a matter of fact, the character that Robert De Niro played, Jimmy Conway, he had got out in 2004.
What's Henry's last name?
Hill.
Henry Hill. That's right.
Yeah, Henry Hill.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're about to.
You're finna do some real time searching, see if he's still alive.
Google facts.
Let's see. No, he died 2012, June 12th, 2012.
Oh, so yeah,
Henry Hill Jr. He passed away.
Do we say rest in peace to that?
I say rest in peace. Rest in peace. I mean,
rest in peace.
Rest in
He
peace.
was a rat though.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like
he did snitch though.
Exactly. He ain't keep, and that's one other thing that I love about mafia movies. Mafia movies deal with morals. It deals with principles. Like, even the code of silence that they once stood for. You know what I mean? It was a family. It was a family structure. They had rules. They had code of ethics. They had things that, rules they abide by.
Now, last question. Ranking amongst all-time movies. Ranking amongst all-time Scorsese movies. Not just what we watching, but just Scorsese movies just in general.
Well, I mean, it's hard because you got to go back to Mean Streets. That's one of the first
I never
joints.
seen that.
It's one of the first joints he did that kind of was touching on that lifestyle, that mafia lifestyle.
What even in Taxi
Driver
with Robert De Niro.
Right. And that's a classic. Yeah. I mean, but see, Goodfellas, I don't know, man. I think Taxi Driver is actually ranked. I like the way Taxi Driver was shot, though. You know what I mean? Like, I like the way it was filmed. But I don't know, man. It's tough, man, because you got Raging Bull, too.
See, I never seen Raging Bull.
See, you got to see.
I for sure got to see that.
You got to do the knowledge on Raging Bull, like the Jake LaMotta story, the boxer. Matter of fact, that was the first film with him and Joe Pesci together working. Raging Bull.
I would say this.
What's up?
If I had to put a number on it, this is such an influential movie. This movie is influential from the movie purists, music. Rappers use this movie in a song. Jay-Z put this in Reasonable Doubt way back when.
Okay.
What are you talking about? When they blow the
What he's talking about?
The restaurant up.
Fuck you, pay me.
Yep.
You light a match.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't even in Reasonable Doubt.
Nah,
that was in
That
was Hard Knock Life.
Yep.
So that was a little bit later, but still,
Right.
you know, use that in his music. That's one of those classics where you can put that on, and that movie always gets my attention no matter what I'm doing. Goodfellas. Like, I can probably watch that movie. I probably could watch that movie again, to be honest with you.
Taxi Driver. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's hard, man. Because honestly, I'm gonna say Goodfellas is the best. I'm gonna say Goodfellas is the best film, man. I'll stick with that because I would say Taxi Driver 2. Taxi Driver is up there.
I need to try to find that.
Taxi Driver is
that's the movie with De Niro talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. Classic lines.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster was like 12 years old in that shit.
Yeah, I remember. I vaguely remember. I don't think I remembered enough to say I seen it, but I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it enough to say it. So I just say I never seen it.
Oh no! That, as a matter of fact, that film actually influenced somebody to try to assassinate Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Yeah, Taxi Driver influenced that. They was watching that. So talk about impressionable.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Dude took that to,
for sure.
Dude took that to heart for real.
For sure.
That's, you know what's crazy? Like the new Joker movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like shot. A lot of people compare it to, and I think I told you that when we first saw it. The Joker, that it reminded me of Taxi Driver, the way it was shot.
Yeah, you did say that.
It had Robert De Niro in it.
Yeah, you did say that.
You know what I'm saying? Which lets you know, like, I mean, Taxi Driver, man, that's another classic. But I'm gonna say Goodfellas because Joe Pesci was just phenomenal in that.
It's almost like you got to take the movie and say which Joe Pesci character was the best. But
Joe Pesci be stealing the show.
That's
every
a totally
time,
different
you
thing,
gotta give
man.
it to Joe Pesci, man.
That dude, he's so good in his movies, man. Like,
right.
Even at his age, I mean, look at The Irishman.
Right.
That dude,
I was watching My Cousin Vinny the other day. That shit.
I
could watch that movie anytime it comes on, man.
Good in that too.
Straight up. But yeah, definitely. As far as all time Scorsese films, I would say this ranks as the best Scorsese film of all time. I'm gonna put it up there because just like you said, impressionable. I mean, you know, from classic lines to the improv to the acting, the dialogue, everything was just stellar. I would definitely put it as my favorite. And I'd say I'll go as far as to say it's the best one he's ever filmed.
I'm gonna hold off before I give that because I'm gonna hold off on that.
Why you say that?
Only because I told you I'm more biased to Casino. I'm more biased to Casino.
Okay.
Though. But I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on it until a little bit later because I want to revisit these before I say it because that stuff changed. Casino is probably my favorite, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna wait till the review. We'll watch it again.
Right.
But
compare the stats, see what both are looking like. Definitely.
But hey, guess what, y'all? That's the end of this video. You know, we back. Good Food Podcast. You already know. This is the first of 5-part video. 5-part video. Goodfellas. We watched it, reviewed it. One of them gotta go. Y'all will see that soon. But until we get back on here, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. The like button's down there. Hit the like button. Give me a big thumbs up, because at the end of the day, I want to know that you at least liked it. Or if you didn't like it, do a thumbs down too. Don't matter. Whatever works. Whatever works.
All feedback is
absolutely.
Good feedback.
Absolutely. And on that note, peace.